Sorry about the delay getting on back on going, but now we're back on into it, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is a DotaBro presentation of the BroTournament for the December season conclusion. Just as a reminder of how these things work, it's pretty much at a certain point in time they take a snapshot of the top 16 teams, give them a week or two to prep, and then unleash them on the BroTournament here, so competing for the monetary prize, this time around $2,000. Next one is going to be determined, but we'll have to see where we go from there. So thank you so much for tuning in. So yeah, again, sorry for taking a second to get on into it. So I'll kind of do a little bit of a speed draft as we get on through. But it's going to be XX5 versus KVAS, and we're going to see a Lone Druid ban, Nyx Assassin ban, Darkseer, and Batrider also taken off the board. So we have Shadow Demon, Luna, Queen of Pain picked up for the Dire here, KVAS, and Lifesteal, Cupid Light, and Leshrac being drafted up for the Radiant. So that'll be pretty interesting for XX5. It's kind of similar to the lineup we saw from them before, just very reminiscent. They picked up the Lifesteal really early on again, and there are heroes to counteract that, like the Shadow Demon, which can be played very effectively, but for the time being, looking right now, they have the Leshrac to kind of synergize with that, and the Cupid Light just to keep mana pools flowing, so it's going to be really, really nice. Could be played on the offlane, but probably just as their secondary support. So right now, the only weakness I gotta say in their draft is that XX5 don't have their other lanes rounded out. They don't have their mid, they don't have their offlane, and they're going to have to worry about that as we go on into it. But they're going to ban out the Bounty Hunter, interestingly enough, so they might go for an aggressive tri-lane and go for a non-type Bounty Hunter type support, or sorry, a solo safe lane. So I'm going to get FearSC here in just a second. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Okay, anyways, but we do have Shadow Demon, Luna, and Queen of Pain picked up for KVAS. So that's pretty much what we're looking at there. Do have pretty much as far as that goes, Luna and Shadow Demon kind of go hand in hand. A lot of damage amplification from that Soul Catcher combined with the Lucent Beam, and they're going to be able to pick the Queen of Pain on the mid or the offlane, probably the mid, and kind of go from there. Okay, so FearSC will be joining me after the draft, so we're going to get some coffee and get rocking and rolling here. So yeah, it's kind of everything's going pretty fast paced there. I know it's trying to keep on schedule, but difficult to go with live events, especially when one of the games goes to like the 45-minute mark or something like that. But one way or another, thank you guys so much for tuning in thus far, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the DotaBro presentation, even if I was a little bit belated on changing over the overlays and such like that. But what we're looking at here, I'm really excited to see what KVS wants to draft up next, but for the time being, banning out a lot of mid heroes, the Tinker and the Templar Assassin specifically. Meanwhile, the jungle heroes and the Bounty Hunter being banned out by XX5. They don't want to have to go up against a 2.5-1-1 setup with a really strong ganker, because they're going to go for an aggressive tri-lane and want to have the most presence on the lane, if that's what they do. I mean, they could get, like I said, go for the defensive tri-lane. Lifestealer likes to farm up quite effectively too, but just generally speaking, Cupid Light and Leshrac Lifesteal that screams aggression, and they can definitely shut down the Luna if they play it right. So it depends on how they want to run it for the time being, but we'll have to see one way or another. Last time around they picked up a Lone Druid for Sadoy, and that worked out very well in their favor, but it's going to be banned out as a first ban coming out of KVAS, so that they don't have that option this time around. So instead picking up the Brewmaster, curious if that's going to be their mid, or if he's going to be their solo safe lane. One way or another though, we'll get a lot out of these two in just a little bit. KVAS has to kind of answer back with that. They know that Brewmaster brings a lot of disables to the board, as well as a decent chunk of damage, so they're going to be able to answer that back. Maybe with somebody that runs a BKB. Luna already kind of filling that requirement there, but one way or another, Rubik is going to be a great answer in my mind. Popping off the spell steal on Brewmaster, all of his cast animations are real in time, whether he's charging up his Thunderclap or breaking out his Primal Split. Either way, he's going to take about half, actually I think it's 0.4 seconds to cast animations on Brewmaster, and that gives Rubik plenty of time to lock down his spell steal and get it at the appropriate time, get it where it needs to be, when it needs to be, and be able to bring down the opposition effectively. So that was a really nice pickup to go for the Rubik. Of course, he does add a lot to the lane as far as Fade Bolt and Telekinesis. He can support very effectively with Luna and Shadow Demon, but the big thing there I think is going to be the spell steals. Leshrac has a bunch of really great spells to steal off himself, since he doesn't have to worry about the animation delay on Leshrac. So pretty much he can steal just about anything, but I think he's going to be targeting Brewmaster most of the time, as it's very predictable what you get to steal from that. So that's going to be really fun. And now we have to see how Radiant will respond. They're going to go with a Magnus. So they're going to go with a Magnus mid, Brewmaster safe lane, Lifestealer, Cupid Light, and Leshrac up on top. XX5 kind of drafting up just kind of standard style in that sense. I mean, they could go Magnus safe lane too. Either one, Brewmaster and Magnus both provide a lot of potential in the mid lane. But going up against Queen of Pain, it's hard to say who they want to get more reliable farm on. So, I think that's going to be high potency, high aggression. XX5 really want to get kills on that top lane there, and I mean, they could technically run, again, a safe tri-lane with Magnus up top, but with his recent nerf, kind of actually a reversion to the old style of Skewer ranking up as he levels up, means that he's not going to be the best suicide laner right off the bat. Level 1 Skewer, 600 range, not the best when you're looking at so much coming out of, especially Rubik with that telekinesis. Can interrupt the Skewer just a little bit. So, KVAS have a very scary lineup themselves, and if they can get some good spell steals off, the polarity, the primal split, those things are going to be a key factor in the team fights when they go on through. But yeah, getting FearSC on in here, and then we'll get going with the next game going on through. So final pick is all we're waiting for KVAS. They have plenty of different options, but they're going to go for an offlane pickup, whatever it may be. So we just have to kind of wait and see. A lot of them taken off the board with the Bounty Hunter, the Magnus, both of them taken off. I'm really not too sure how it's going to work out. But FearSC is in here, so how's it going, man? And what do you think is going to be the last pick coming out?
Sorry, because I'm late a bit. Had to take something to drink, but wow, Keeper of the Light finally. I was expecting to have to see tonight that hero. What can we say here? Quas. Shadow Demon, Luna, Quap, Rubik. We didn't see a Rubik, right? Not a single game?
Yeah, this is the first time around, which I think it's a really great pickup against the Brewmaster and the Magnus, both of them having great spells to steal off.
And last pick is gonna be...
It's a good question. I was talking about like a strength offlaner. I mean, they used to be able to offlane a Sand King and work with him pretty effectively, but I think it's going to be, yeah, it's something that has more an escape with the Windrunner there, because the fact of the matter is they want to go Luna on the defensive tri-lane. The one issue with this is you can see they have 4 intellect heroes and 1 agility, so they are very, very squishy, and if they get counter reverse polarity, they're most certainly dead. I mean, Luna will build tanky eventually, but the other ones will be left high and dry. If they're disabled, they're going to have a bad time of things. However, they have a lot of lane presence and teamfight presence early on, so they're going to be looking to put pressure out before the level 6 Magnus comes out, and especially before that Blink Dagger comes on board. So they're just kind of looking to roam around, be aggressive, gank actively, and play an aggressive lineup. This is really great for her in laning, but the question is if it's going to be a good pick when they go on into everything else.
So they actually had first pick Nikes and Kotl. Nice.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, XX5 loving to get that lifestealer as soon as possible to make sure he's secured. Going to be Nexus again on that lifestealer, farming up in the bottom lane.
Yeah, again.
Yeah, has a lot of potential on that hero, and Manifest going to be picking up again the Leshrac. This time around, though, Keeper Light has drafted, Screen has drafted the Keeper Light instead of the Shadow Shaman. So Sadoy previously went on the top lane with the Lone Druid. Now he is skewering down these trees so they can do a little bit of pulling on the mid lane. And where he will go, I'm not too sure, but it looks like probably //, who picked up the Darkseer last time around, will go on the mid lane as the Brewmaster, go for that bottle really quickly, and in the meantime, Sadoy is going to have his work cut out for him up on top lane. Going for the Skewer, he does have the ability to roam around effectively, but it will be difficult to survive. Just straight up, this health and the Disruption both great for stopping him in his getaway. So, I'm not too sure exactly how this is going to work out in the end. Supernova on the Queen of Pain, going up against the Brewmaster. I would say that it's not going to be any kills, but it is going to be both of them farming up pretty effectively.
Do you think Brewmaster is going to be mid or Magnus?
Magnus
definitely.
Yeah, he's going to have to go solo top the Magnus there, because that's really the only one that can survive, even remotely.
We're going to see a first one. No.
No, getting her really low, but it's not going to be an option. Pops off the wind run. Sorry.
So, just to let you know that actually it's really, really hard to pull mid exactly 0.4 and 34 you need to pull. And here, exactly here, creep needs to attack, mob needs to attack you, so that creeps will... You see?
Yeah, so he's not going to get the right time. What he needs to do there is stack it instead. So he's going to try to do that and try to get it to double easy camp. When they get it right, though, Supernova is going to be deprived of experience quite a bit, but making that mistake in the first time around is going to put them a little bit behind in their intentions. And they actually don't stack anything. I feel like they could have stacked the hard camp right here and try to make sure that they got more than just a few Troll Warlords out of that. But one way or another, they're going to try to do what they can, and // in the meantime has his bottle coming on out, which will allow him to spam out anytime Queen of Pain gets close, using that clap for a lot of good damage.
and Rubik failed to pull.
Really?
Yeah.
So they have actually stacked up the creep wave quite a bit. I'm not sure if that's intentional. They don't have the Basilius just yet. They could pick it up from the side chop and go for a really aggressive play on this tier 1 tower that's completely defenseless, with Magnus moving in for the stacking pulling here. As going for the 134, he's doing a little bit late. Will he be able to get it is the question here. Those Null Assassins being that much more difficult to get. But Sadoi is trying to get the aggro and is not only going to get the range creep, so not very much. Definitely not what he was hoping for, and obviously not getting much experience out of that either. So no, it's just very difficult for
Not
him
at
right
all.
now.
And he's wondering what I'm doing wrong right now. I'm not pulling right. Yeah, it's really hard to pull that on mid. Those creeps on mid.
Yeah, so he's going to transition up towards top. He knows the creep wave has pushed out quite a bit, and he's going to get some good experience, but there will be pressure on the tower right here. There's going to be plenty of creeps to tank it up, and if they want to spam spells on him now that they see him, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. However, from this position here, he's rather safe. I mean, they can put out a disruption and it won't really matter. So from this position here, he can generally fall back from the tier 2. Just kind of making sure he barely tiptoes over that line. Now going to go 1v1 versus the Shadow Demon, but this tower will be taking a lot of damage, dropping down a quarter of its health. And in the meantime, Master Rock just going to transition back up top. So really not too much happening. Luna picking up some farm, Lifestealer doing the same, but we saw how effective the Lifestealer can be when he gets going. Nexus starting off a really good start, probably going for a Midas to get things going with a lot of golden experience. He has having a free farm lane versus Windrunner, who is actually at 0 experience herself. So Leshrac and Windrunner are both actually the worse for wear as far as experience goes, as the Leshrac has not done too much as far as neutral pulling either.
Windrunner just tried to pull those Asians or what?
Apparently, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. The leash time is too long. Maybe just harassing down. I think she's just trying to pick off the little tiny drakes as they have a lot lower HP, just trying to do an auto attack at a time, getting some sort of experience farm, because right now she doesn't have anything at all. One thing on top lane though, Sadoi is out of mana, has to watch himself for 30 mana before he can get that skewer on going. It's going to be really difficult for him to get out of a bad situation if he doesn't have that available. So that's just something to keep in mind. And again, guys, this is the last game that we are going to be casting today. It's going to be deciding who goes to the semifinals from the lower bracket there. Not anything as far as lost brackets. It's not the losers bracket. It's just on the lower half of the map there. Anyways, we do have plenty of action seen from both these teams. XX5 did really well in the game that we casted for them, but we'll have to see how they compare. KVAS obviously starting off pretty strong with that Luna tri lane. She's going to get good farm as well. She has the Tranquil Boots, going to look for the Aquila, and going to be able to do a lot with that.
Well, at least Windrunner is taking runes instead of Brewmaster.
Actually, Brewmaster looks like he has to Bottle Crow for the time being, sending that Courier back to base, kind of playing the role of the milkman there, so he's just going to be able to refresh it up in the fountain, bring it back to him to give him some lane sustain on the map here. Supernova doing pretty well in the lane though, sitting out. She's at 18 and 10, getting a lot of denies up against this Brewmaster, sorry, which means he's not going to get as much experience, and he's not going to be able to get higher ranks of that Primal Split as actively as he intends to. Keeper Light though, farming up the jungle. He's playing just jungle coddle, knows he can't do too much on the lane, but now there's an opportunity. Windrunner gets open wounds up, so we'll counteract the Windrunner. Here comes the Split Earth. He dodges it. Nice little play, but he's in a really bad spot right here, trying to juke on through the trees, cuts a little path, but juking onto the west, right into Nexus's open arms. He's going to get first blood right here.
First blood.
Yeah, he probably thought that the Lifestealer would go around the eastern way, thought that he would juke on in this direction here, but he tried to wrap around and of course got a couple extra auto attacks in the face to bring her down. Get a little bit of experience, 142, but not worth it at all. Giving first blood, is that, no, it's not a Midas. Yeah, it is Midas. Midas recipe.
Yeah,
now he has the,
it is Midas.
From the side shop, he can buy the Gloves of Haste. So that is really, really nice to start off. Get him so much golden experience, just find a good creep in the jungle, and hello, Mr. Centaur. So that'll be really, really nice.
There goes Midas.
And he's just going to pop it off on the range creep there.
Yeah.
So not as much experience, but plenty of gold. And, you know, having a lot of gold on the board will allow you to get your treads that much more quickly and help you out in those endeavors. Now, on the bottom there, Brewmaster's going to die. Just too much damage from that Shadow Strike. Rank 2 popped down on him, and of course the Rubik was hovering around this position here, waiting to gank up, and found his opportunity, obviously, as they're able to put 1 point on the board for KVAS, and nice action there on their part. But still, the relentless pressure from the top lane, Follow Bignum is always going to be able to continue farming. and they can't really do much to shut him down until they transition in. Meanwhile, Magnus has picked up some levels, though. Compared to the level 3 Windrunner, he's actually sitting at level 4.5, and that's going to give him a little bit of presence on the lane. In the meantime, though, the warding really isn't there for Dire. After the 6 minutes, their wards have expired, and right now they don't have any Observer wards in any of their inventories, and of course none on the map. So that means that they're going to be able to be ganked up quite effectively if there's a little bit of transition and movement coming out from anybody on the lanes. Brewmaster wants to gank in with his ultimate, that kind of thing. They're going to be able to do that pretty easily.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
How's Luna farming at the top?
Doing alright, but definitely
nice.
Can't compare to the Lifestealer. I mean, you got the 9 CS advantage right now, but that 190 gold bonus from the Midas about to be made to 380 with the second cooldown coming up in just a moment. He just got that Midas so fast that honestly, if they don't do something quick, they're going to have issues going and taking down Nexus with this much farm this early on.
Yeah, he already bought Helm.
So Hemlet Iron will translate into an Armlet of Mordigian when he can get that up. I'm not sure if he's going to get it before the treads or after, but one way or another that gives him an amazing amount of damage per cost with that early strength active whenever it's on, and why wouldn't it be with that feast being so powerful? He's going to be able to do huge amounts of right-click damage to towers, to creeps, to heroes, and be able to farm up the opposition pretty effectively there. So he's going to transition into kind of gank mode once he can do some open wound split earth combos with his Leshrac buddy Manifest. So that's kind of the idea there. And now Dire finally putting some wards up, some on the top rune spawn. They could actually have counter-warded this if they had any idea that it was there, but fortunately the Sentry Ward will expire with no knowledge of such a fact. And so
yeah, expired.
Coming on in. It looks like he's going to pop out and send another sentry, and if he does, then he will be able to take down the ward down, no problem at all. In the meantime, though, Brewmaster is in a really bad spot right now, looking for the telekinesis. Pops off the final split. He's going to be able to go instead on Rubik. Yeah, the Fire Panda doing a lot of damage right here, right-clicking really hardcore, has the maximum movement speed. Will it be enough? He does Tornado him, Dispel him, just to get a little bit more closure. Now the stun will come out, and I think that's the death of Yaya right here. Now the question is, Brewmaster on the life, will he be able to get out? There's no mana on the Queen of Pain. Oh, missed clap. Actually, pretty bad for him, but he's going to be able to walk on away anyways.
If Quab had just Shadow Strike, Brewmaster would be dead, definitely.
Yeah, of course, without that clap, he's not going to be able to peel the enemy away from him. But I gotta say, back down on towards the bottom jungle, Keeper of the Light has been farming amazingly in the jungle. Actually sitting right now at 210 GPM without taking any damage from the creeps. He's just stacking them up and illuminating them down. So kind of playing Jungle Keeper, making sure that Lifestealer is safe on the lane, and as soon as that priority is taken care of, finding some independent farm anywhere else he can. So Screen doing a good job there. Now they're looking to gank up on the Windrunner, but I'm not sure if they can get the initial damage that they need to. They need the open winds to set it up, and she's playing carefully. She knows there's probably an Observer ward here, watching her every move, and now, moving forward, this could be a mistake. We'll have to see. The transition comes on in. They need to land the Split Earth underneath the Wind Run. She will pop it off, but there's no Split Earth to lock her down. So a little mini Illuminate, clipping her, and a couple tower attacks in return. Really nothing coming out of that, but Brewmaster picking up his Arcane Boots allows him to do so much more with his allies, making sure Magnus is full of mana, and he himself can clap up very frequently to try to force Queen of Pain back a little bit. She has probably rank 1 blink right now, and with that, if she ever uses her blink, you can immediately clap and turn around for a large amount of right-click damage, and farm a little bit aggressively as well, so that's going to be really nice for him.
I'm just wondering, will for Nyx be item portraits, or he's going for armlet instant?
Meanwhile, on top lane, there's Soul Catcher with the disruption. Beautiful telekinesis. The skewer came on out, but he's going to telekinesis him up, cancel it out. Yaya picking up a Fade Bolt kill up on top lane. They're really good time telekinesis. That was exactly what they needed to do. The Soul Catcher was obviously damage amplification that started it off, but it really was the telekinesis that they needed to land perfectly to make sure that kill was resolved, and they indeed did accomplish that feat. So they're going to be able to take that easily. I'm not sure what Supernova thinks he's doing up here, but one way or another they have vision of what's going on, and they can act accordingly, I suppose. There is going to be a little bit of a flank, possibly. No, they're going to go and try to flank up on top lane, and Magnus is back in the action. Huge mistake coming on out. The exact same thing happened. No telekinesis. It was on cooldown to start the things off, but the Eclipse just doing too much damage. Nowhere safe to run. Queen of Pain blinking on through. She could have cleaned it up if she needed to, but of course now they can just turn this into a push. Ring Vacuola on. They're going to bring down this tower in no time at all. There's going to be TP support from the Coddle. Is the Illuminate going to be enough? Rank 4, I believe it should be, but if he gets picked off here, it could be really bad for Disruption. Is not a available as far as mana goes. The Illumate comes on through, now juking in the trees. There's a lot of damage on Rubik, but with the double damage with the Scream of Pain and the Lucent Beam coming on through, going to be able to bring down the Keeper of the Light. Now a lot of damage. Splitting it up. Is Rubik going to fall? No. 30 HP will survive, and it looks like they're going to get up with a clean kill. They're not going to be able to bring down the tower, unfortunately, due to Keeper of the Light, but it is not deniable for the time being.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, on the top tower, they were suiciding like one by one. I'm not sure why would they do that, but yeah, and there goes an army for Nikes and power threats right now. He has amazing farm.
Yeah, so despite the disadvantage in both mid lane and I would definitely say on top lane, the Nyx is farming so effectively that you can see the gold graph and the experience graph are both in favor of Dire right here. They are looking to take down the tier 1. They already have gotten a number of Midas charges off, which gives Lifestealer actually looking at level 10. He's going up against like level 5s and 6s with Rubik, Shadow Demon, and even Windrunner being extremely low on experience, and him thriving in that environment. He's going to have his rank 2 Infest coming on through, and he can just do whatever the heck he wants. He's so aggressive, and I don't even know what they have to do to shut him down. Like, they have to bring in at least 3 heroes, obviously, but even then I think he might be able to slip on out with that Rage, with that Infest.
And Cuttle, what is Cuttle doing there? Just babysitting him.
Yeah.
I mean, not Cuttle, sorry, Leshrak.
Now going for some aggression, the Splitter lands the open wounds, but the disruption actually hurts him in this situation. He can still right-click him down, and beautiful Infest.
Oh, nice!
Perfect timing, using the maximum range.
Yeah.
You know this guy plays Lifestealer hardcore when he does something like that. That was really perfect timing. They were retreating, but also getting the kill on that, and I think the disruption was a mistake, putting him in that situation there. He probably could have just walked away, but unfortunately, not going to happen. The Edict doing a lot of damage to the tower, and Lifestealer picking up the last hit. Now, what is stolen? It's going to be Infest, so it's going to be an interesting little trick to use, but I don't know how much it will help them there.
Well, he can jump inside Quap and I don't know, try to kill someone.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, it could be a surprise factor. Obviously, don't expect a Rubik to suddenly jump on out of creep all of a sudden there, but not going to be doing too much as far as in the team fight phase of things going. Like I was talking about, the Magnus, the Brewmaster, those are your targets. Those are the abilities you want to take off. For the time being, you know, not going to be able to do too much when he's just running around in Viz, farming out the jungle. But when they transition towards the team fight mid game, the question is, KVAS, can they get the pickoffs they need right now? Because I've talked already about how squishy they are. Let's look at the HP values. 800 on Rubik, and not even 700 on Windrunner, just under 1,000 on the Luna. Queen of Pain sitting at 800 and 700 with SD, so most of them hovering around that 700 to 1000 range. They can get bursted down so hard with this Magnus ulti. If the reverse polarity comes on through, that's 150 damage right off the bat. The shockwave adds in another 300, both of those mitigated by magic damage reduction, but nevertheless, it's going to be able to set up Lifestealer for a lot of damage and bring down somebody in that reverse polarity very effectively. Now trying to hunt down Nexus, he is by himself, but he has Rage. All he has to do is Rage and TP. He didn't Rage though, it's a Shackle. Disruption too, what a mistake. That is a huge mistake.
Yeah.
He's going to try to turn around. The creep's in the way. He has Disruption, Shadow Demon, Demonic Purge up for the time being, and he's going to have a hard time getting out of here. Armlet Toggle will keep him alive for the time being. The ultimate from Queen of Pain misses. This might be like a next level bait coming on through. The Armlet Toggle again, and he's going to walk away from this. Queen of Pain will look for a blink and a scream, but no. Nexus will walk away and forces out the Queen of Pain ulti. That was just a little bit next level right there. He messed up his TP, didn't, you know, put up the Rage.
Yeah, he did, actually.
But in the end,
maybe he is like, you know, holding Alt. He forgot to press Alt and press Q, maybe to, I don't know, for Rage.
One way or another, though, it worked out for them. They caught the kill on the Luna up top and the Tier 1 tower, and there was no TP retaliation, so they were able to get a huge gold advantage from that, just based on the fact that Queen of Pain wasted her ulti, and they were just taking so much time trying to bring him down, and obviously not managing to do so. Good armlet toggles on and off there, getting that about 500, 450 something HP bonus that you can just turn off and on every 2 seconds if you can toggle it between damage over time effects. So, trying to put some damage on Windrunner. A Lifestealer is going to come in from the northern flank and be able to bring Windrunner down for sure. The question is, Queen of Pain has that blink. She's probably going to get on out. Nice little shackle.
Whoa! Whoa!
That is weird, actually.
Shackle.
That's just like the oddest angle I've ever seen in my life. But, you know, whatever.
It actually shackled.
Yeah, I have no idea. Mechanism finished on
I just can't believe it.
Yeah, that was kind of really, really silly. Geometry. It's supposed to only be like a 26% viewing angle or something like that. It's just supposed to be like a little tiny thing. But obviously, odd things happen. Kind of a little bit of an anomaly. But in the end, they get the kill on Windrunner, and then from there, Magnus is going to get picked off. I'm not sure how. Obviously, Shadow Demon was involved. Probably a two-man gank involving Supernova here. Going to pick up the invisibility rune and maybe make something happen with that. But one thing to keep in mind is Screen has already farmed up his mechanism just from its actions on the jungle. Kind of wasting the Illuminate there, but the big thing is he always has mana with that Chakra Magic rank 3, and that mechanism will play a big role when it comes to making sure Lifestealer can stay in the fray. But Blink Dagger up on Brewmaster, that's even bigger deal. He's going to look to blink, drops off the clap, there's Invisible Queen of Pain, they're just going to go on the Rubik, Telekinesis up, but they're going to go for the Split Earth on the back end of things. Supernova pops off her Scream, there's an Elusive Beam out, and with the Fade Bolt, Screen will fall, but also will the Rubik. Now looking for follow Bignum, they do get the Drunken Haze, but it's only rank 1, and from there they don't have the follow-up without the Lifestealer in the fray, but they want to go for it. Blink, clap, going for the ulti, popping off the stun from the Brewmaster, and they're going to be able to bring Luna down right here. Nice. The Shackle did not miss. It did not hit this time around. Manifest going to be able to survive on. No, it might die to the Shadow Strike. Instead, he will. He died in the fountain.
Yeah.
He survived. He just barely survived. Popped off a magic wand, or I believe, I don't know. One way or another, he lived. And from there, that was obviously extremely favorable. The only lost casualty was the Keeper of the Light, who died along with Rubik. But from there, they picked up the Luna for only the cost of the Brewmaster ulti, and that was really, really good initiation, considering the fact that Nexus wasn't even contributing. He's down here farming up on the Tier 2 tower, forcing out fortifications left and right, and the entire time they were at 1.3v4, and then they got into 4v4, and one way or another they got 2 for 1. So well played from XX5, and definitely exactly what they need to take control of this game right here.
Well, in this fight, Supernova didn't have Sonic Wave, so he couldn't do any harm to anyone. Yeah, did not have mana for it. He bottled up an Invis Rune that helped him out a little bit, but couldn't do much more than a couple Screams in the fray. Looking for an Orchid that will solve a few of his mana problems there, and also put some damage pressure on out. Right now they're looking at Sidoi. His Skewer was just used and is now on cooldown, so they're not going to be able to do too much with that. There was a kill on the mid lane, picking off the Rubik, but back to Magnus. He is still slowed up just a little bit, but not enough for the Demonic Purge to come into range, and with the TP support of Brewmaster, not be able to do much one way or another. So Tier 2 will fall on the mid lane. Surprised he didn't finish off the bottom, but found more opportunity after picking off the Rubik to take down the mid Tier 2 tower with the creep waves there. Nice extreme warding coming out of Keeper of the Light, getting the sentries, getting the observers, and controlling this area completely. Will he die?
Flanked him from behind. Supernova and Shadow Demon can burst him down, but if they do, they'll commit so many cooldowns.
Again,
so there comes the ultimate.
Miscommunication.
Yeah, well, no way or another they get them, but they cost a lot of cooldowns, and in the end, I don't know how much it was worth it one way or another. If they don't need the Sonic Wave in the next 2 minutes, then it will be perfectly fine of a decision to pick off the Keeper of the Light, but in the end, he's a support that already has his mechanism farmed up, and killing him isn't going to do much more than just pad their pockets a little bit. So the gold graph will slant a little bit in their direction from that kill there, but KVAS need a lot more than a Keeper kill if they're going to be able to turn this game around. They need some big ultimates for Queen of Pain. She's only level 12 right now, and if you look at the experience per minute, that's nowhere near the Lifestealer, 570. He is just doing so much with that Midas after Midas, and now has the Desolator and the Armlet. He really delivers the hurt. Look at this tower fall so quickly. Looking at bringing down its armor down to 12, taking down a third of it, and there is going to be a steal on the open wounds, but that's not going to be the biggest difference one way or another. Pops off the open wounds on Yaya with that clap. Nice disruption, but he will fall in.
3 claps. Nicely done, really, by... He's already hasted. Yeah, Brewmaster was hasted this time and caught 3 of them into clap.
So with that smoke, they're going to be looking to flank out the Queen of Pain. They have vision on her right here. They're just going to kind of run through the jungle and find an opening for her. Farming up the easy camp. They saw the Scream. They know she's there. And they're going to be able to bring her down most likely. Rank 4 Blink is available, but if the stun comes out where she blinked up north, there comes the clap. There comes the Drunken Haze. A little bit of damage. The Orchid does come through. The Mana Leak, however, if she blinks, she will get stunned. No, she just stands on the outside there, gets stunned in her own base. Will be able to walk away. Brewmaster has that ultimate, was about to pop it, instead getting caught on the cliff. He pops off the, he popped off the, oh my gosh, he didn't S-cancel. He's stuck on the cliff, nothing contributing, throwing a couple stuns out, but it's going to keep her light that falls. Huge mistake for Brewmaster, as he's just completely caught there. He can blink on down after he comes out, but for the time being, he is not doing anything. And power shots, and just tornadoes and such. He really has to get on out of there, look for a TP. He tries to smoke away, but they're too close, so he will TP on out. Rubik has the telekinesis. The Orchid comes, so not really going to do much, but they're going to be able to finish him off, and that was just a huge blunder by the Brewmaster. Had the blink off cooldown, and yeah, had the blink off cooldown, and unfortunately, instead final splitted because he didn't cancel it, and the stun, it just activates it as the next ability queued up. Nexus does get the tier 3 tower, but is going to get dropped down here from the Demonic Purge. Too much damage to deal with, and I guess that's alright, but it is a mega kill streak that you do hand over the Shadow Demon to pick up some good defensive items to survive. If you can get a 4 staff or something like that, it's going to be much easier to kite the Lifestealer than it already has been.
Well, Max can just relax now. He almost got all his items that he needs, so he's probably going for critical, deadless. I'm not sure. Maybe MKB, but
yeah, until evasion's on the board, I don't think that he's going to need the MKB. Luna is so far behind in items right now. She might be going for a Manta Style or something like that, but not even finishing up like a Yasha or something. She's really just sitting on about, well, I mean, totals out to 8,000 net worth, but the fact of the matter is, with that BKB, that's really her only core item. That's only 4,000, whereas Lifestealer is like tripling that in the numerical value there. So he's got a lot under his sleeve. He does a lot of damage. He can solo Roshan anytime he wants. All these things come into play that he's just going to have control of the map, and they can push this down anytime they want. They have taken all the outer towers. If you just look at the map control from towers alone, there's only one tier 1 down for the Radiant on the bottom. Otherwise, every single outer tower has been taken down, and that's just kind of showing the strength of the team right now. They have huge momentum in their lineup, high GPM on major heroes, and what is Queen of Pain doing?
Oh, nice.
Picking off Keeper Light. He did pop off the mechanism, but not enough. A nice attempt for the blinding light.
Not enough, though.
But it got dropped down. The Orchid was enough to pick him off. Rank 2 Sonic Wave, and one big thing about the Orchid is that it does provide some damage amplification. 30% of the damage that they received while the Orchid was active applies right after it goes on through. So that was a nice little pick off there, but again, using the Queen of Pain ultimate on one hero means they'll be weaker in the team fights when it comes on through, and team fights is what that XX5 is looking for right now. They do have the Magnus ultimate with the Blink Dagger. Needs rank 2 for it to be much more beneficial. It's only like 2.25 seconds, and now, oh my gosh, Rubik stole the Brewmaster ultimate, so he's going to throw out some Brewlings of his own, or Rublings, I suppose you can call them. And from there, they pop off the Orchid, trying to bring down Brewmaster, but instead, Lifesteal on the back end of things, focusing down. Beautiful reverse polarity, stuns out all the pandas, bringing down Windrunner as fast as I can. The Eclipse comes out though, and there is a lot of damage coming out. The BKB looking for more, but the Brewmaster dies, or sorry, the Rubik dies from the kill on from Nexus. Lifesteal finishes it off. Shockwave comes out from Magnus to finish off the Windrunner as well, and now buyback coming out from Luna. They're all going to fall back from this position here, but they've taken what they claimed. They went in 4v5 against a Rubik with a Brewmaster ultimate and still took away 2 kills and a buyback. Or 3 kills and a buyback, for that matter.
And don't forget that Nyx will... MKB, yeah, definitely. MKB is coming for Nyx, and he also got free Battle Fury with Empower.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you catch with reverse polarity someone, like 3 of them, and he only needs like 2 hits, definitely to kill them.
Nexus is so manly right here. He had Soul Catcher on him, was dropping low, and was like, screw it, I turn around, pop my Rage, pop my Armlet, and could just do so much. He's not going to go on the Wild Goose Chase, chasing down the Shadow Demon, instead turning over to Rubik, who is getting balled down by the real Panda, and there will be coming a Blink up north from the Supernova. They won't be able to lock him down, looking for Tornado and a Dispel Magic on the Windrunner, but they're just focusing on the racks right now. Rank 3, E-Dog Edict, helping along with that Nexus, just doing so much work, and that is going to be the first set of racks for them to go on through. Not saying it's a nail in the coffin, but it definitely gives them a huge advantage on lane. Now Nexus goes on in, immunes through the Queen of Pain ultimate, and now Shadow Demon is the only one alive, but he gets the Illuminator right in the face, so the Ghost Scepter will not save him. X-Split running for his life. And on the back end, Supernova did pick up a double kill, was able to kill out the Lesh Rack. Now looking at Scree, he's going to be able to finish off the Keeper Light as well, so really nice pickoffs on the supports. But Nexus is just unkillable right now, can do so much, and look at that Shockwave, look at that burst damage. Keeper Light buyback, he's going to try to get on in this, but over here comes an open wound on Luna. She's going to get completely destroyed. Pops up Magic Wand, not going to help you there. Lucent Beam won't even go on through, and Nexus just doing so much. Look at this KDA, 8-1 and 6. He's roaming around their base next to their tier 4. Same with Sidoi. He's going to get a kill with it. Triple kill for Sidoi. And now he's looking to blink out.
Yeah.
No. Disruption. 2 seconds on blink. Can he get it? Does not. And he will drop down. Oh, okay. That's a mistake. He can spell steal. He got it. Reverse polarity on the Rubik for just the 3-minute duration, rank 1. But it's still going to help out, bringing down Lifesteal right here if they try for it. Instead, I think they called good game. Oh, or just a disconnect. I don't know.
Disconnected? Yeah.
So I'm not sure if
maybe
they're...
rage quit?
Well, I mean, they're not pausing, so they have to know that he's one way or another serious about leaving the game for the time being. They're going to call good game.
GG.
Nice attempts, but it's just too much. Loses the reverse polarity from the initiation Brewmaster, and I gotta say, that Nexus Lifesteal are too strong.
Middle barracks are under attack.
Yeah, he was a life stealer game before, right?
Yeah, so both times around just got super high GPM, big items, and did so much damage throughout the entire thing.
Yeah. So, if you see Nexus, then just ban Nikes.
Sure enough, but as a good carry player, he probably has a couple other tricks up his sleeve, so, yeah, obviously just want to take that off the board, but that doesn't mean that just by taking off one hero that he is down and out. Nexus doing so well in these games, and just doing everything he needs to finish the job here. No disconnects on out. It looks like we're going to have to finish off the Ancient, but as soon as these tier 4 falls, that'll be quick work.
He's inside Cobble.
Gonna pop out and test AoE damage. Bring it on. Sidoi gets a nice little blink skewer to pull them all out into a bad position, and they're just kind of fighting it away, duking it out even though they don't need to, really. The GG has been called out, and they're just kind of having fun with it while they get the chance. But this is going to be the last of our cats for today. Specifically, this was the last one to decide who goes to the semifinals, so very happy to be able to decide that as we go on. Tomorrow we're going to be covering the semifinals and final rounds, as well as the I forgot how you say it, consolation finals, I guess you can call it. The second, pretty much, loser bracket there. But anyways, it was a really good game to cast, but in the end it just was too much presence coming out of XX5, especially with that Lifestealer. Went in their lanes very aggressively, especially on bottom, and doing what they needed to. Sidoi got locked down pretty hard, but in the end he got his Blink Dagger. He did what he needed to with it. So really good stuff, but thank you guys so much for tuning in for this DotaBro cast. Again, tomorrow we will still be on twitch.tv/DotaBro. Change a couple things up. You guys can give us a little bit of constructive criticism and feedback on how we can improve on our cast for tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and this is the Bro Tournament, and of course there's still that $2,000 prize pool on the line, so any one of the teams here will be taking home that lost. We'll be taking home $50. The rest are going to be competing for a much greater prize, so that'll be cool. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Blaze Casting and FearSC.
I don't want that money. I want this career. he has so freaking awesome effect. Snow effect.
Yeah.
Oh, I want it.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
I don't want money. I don't want money.
Sure enough, sure enough.
Yeah, I'm joking. Just stay tuned with us, guys. We're gonna cast tomorrow at the same time, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's the plan, starting out at 18 o'clock Central European time, and kind of going from there. We'll start with the semifinals and go on through, but yeah, it was some interesting games to go on, and of course you expect this kind of play to come out of the top 16 teams here in the Bro Tournament. So one thing to keep in mind for the viewers that are interested in the DotaBro League, you can still jump in at any time. You can make a team of 5 individuals and queue on the ladder at any point in time. Even like you can make a team literally right now, queue up, and you'll be in a game in a few minutes. And with that, you can start at 1500 rating, go up and down based on win and loss, and you too have a chance to enter these tournaments and play. I guess you can call it professional, as it is a paid league going on through with these top 16 tourneys. So you can do that at any point in time. It's a 24/7 international league, and then from there, at the end of each. You can kind of call them seasons, but the league never really ends. So in a couple months, they'll be doing another Bro Tournament based on the next top 16, and that could be you guys. So if you guys make a team, perform admirably, then hopefully we can see you guys in the next tournament. But for the time being, this was day 1 of the Bro Tournament, and we'll be going on to the second one tomorrow at 18 o'clock Central European time. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and you all have a good one.
Yeah. Peace, guys.